So Splash Mountain is officially closing. Everyone is super sad about that. In the meantime, grown adults are going on the ride one last time and bringing their stuffed bunny rabbits with them to accompany them on the ride and take photos with them. I think it is one thing to enjoy going to Disney. It's one thing, to enjoy going to a theme park with your friends or going on rides or even getting into the merchandise. But I think it's a little bizarre when you kind of look at the footage of some of the last people who were what's called rope dropping and the last groups of people going on Splash Mountain over the weekend because the ride is closing and for refurb. And then you'll take a look and the people that are going on this ride or waiting to go on the ride are all adults. For the most part, every single person who's waiting to go on the ride is an adult wearing Mickey ears, holding a stuffed bunny rabbit that they got that resembles Splash Mountain, and taking the bunny rabbit with them on the ride and then taking photos with the bunny rabbit. I think that when you get to a point where you're saying to yourself the majority of people who were waiting on the line to go on Splash Mountain are one, grown adults wearing Mickey ears, holding stuffed animals, you have reached a new level of weird, honestly. Yeah, it's something that has always been a little weird, and I know a lot of people are starting to talk about it. Like, it gets to a point where it's just kind of like too much. Like, you want to go to the park and you want to go on the ride, that's fine. But like when you're at a point where it's like you're there with your stuffed animal and you're taking photos with your stuffed animal, I think it's just a little bit too much. And it's really sad in itself, getting just back on the concept of the ride, that it is closing down because it was like, I feel like Splash Mountain was the type of ride that really resembled, that you were at the Magic Kingdom. It's one of those original rides. And now, I mean, the Tiana ride that's going to come, I'm sure it's going to be nice, but it's just like they're taking away everything that was classic Disney and taking it away. And I don't even know what you're going to be left with. There will be no resemblance of old Disney, classic Disney whatsoever. And in the meantime, we have a bunch of grown adults walking around a theme park with bunny rabbit stuffed animals and Mickey ears, which is just kind of cringeworthy. I also noticed there was a live streamer and they were online waiting to be one of the last people to go on Splash Mountain. And I mean, some of these adults that go to Disney, I mean, standing there with the Mickey ears, and then they're talking about characters and they're having a whole conversation on this live stream about, Disney characters. It's one thing to, go up to a character, it's cute, you want a photo to bring back, home or whatever and post on social media. But like they were having like a full out conversation about like Miss Piggy and her feelings and Aladdin and whether Aladdin was a good person or not. And it's like, you do know they're like characters, right? From like stories and stuff. You know that they're not like real people. And I feel like it's kind of like some of these Disney adults are not giving off the impression that they are the most well-adjusted people. They kind of seem like a lot of them like they're emotionally like stunted or like some kind of like regressiveness. Like there's been a few of them. I feel like a lot of your Disney adults like have like, we're not talking again people who just go to Disney. We're talking about people that like are obsessed and they're wearing Mickey ears and going over to the characters and discussing the characters as if they're real people. I think like some of the Disney adults are a little bit they giving off the vibe like maybe they live in their mother's basement. Okay, so yeah, some of them are a little bit like they have issues. Okay, so, and to give like a direct comparison, like I noticed that when I was at Universal, it seemed a lot more adult. Like when I was walking around City Walk, it just had a better vibe. There was much more of like an adult grown up atmosphere. Like you could go out to restaurants and there were like bars and like, yeah, like Margaritaville, I think it was called. And it was just like a more like healthier environment. Whereas Disney is people holding bunny rabbit stuffed animals going on a ride.